Hello, my friends. How you doing? This is Oliver Joyce from Whiskeybarrel Studios, and it's been a while. It really has. Unless, of course, you've watched my Gorgon Shield video from the other day, in which case it's been a couple of days. But before that, I had at least 4 or 5 weeks off from making a video, which is actually the longest absence that I've had from YouTube since I started this channel at least sort of, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, which, you go back and look at the earlier videos that I did, much more stilted, much more nervous kind of, and, probably much more handsome, a lot less gray in the beard. And, yeah, wow. To go back to the days of youth. But, to be honest, the kind of the appeal of the YouTube channel has kind of diminished for me in quite a big way. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but maybe some of your favorite channels aren't publishing as many videos anymore. Maybe if you're a YouTuber, maybe your video count has been going down. For me, I feel like, and I haven't gotten a real proof of this, but I feel like there's been a change in the YouTube algorithm. And it's really smashed small creators like myself. In the last sort of, 4 to 6 months, I've really, really noticed a huge diminishing in the view count of the videos that I'm making. Like I get maybe 10% of the views that I once did. And I never really had that many views, but in the past I might make a video that might get 1,000 views. And now they might get 100 views, or, and I've got, 9,500 subscribers, which is tiny compared to the YouTube giants. But it's still, that's a tiny percentage of those people that are even finding out about my videos. So whatever YouTube is doing, they're not showing people the stuff that I'm making. And that, to be honest, does kill a lot of the motivation for making the videos, because I can't connect with my audience. So what's the point? It's not finding a new audience, but I'm not even connecting with the audience that I've built up. And you guys are not hearing from me, even though I've been posting sort of, videos every week up until recently. Nothing was going through. And I don't know if you guys saw it, but the biggest video I ever made was the day in the life of a game developer video. And that took me a solid 3 days of, editing and putting footage together. Easily the most fun thing I ever did on YouTube, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm really glad that it got the sort of reception it did. People seem to love it, and lots of great comments and so on. But even that only got 1,000 or 2,000 views or something, and for 3 days work, it just wasn't worth it. And that was a real experiment. I thought, well, maybe that could, if that does well and goes a bit viral, maybe I can dedicate more time to the YouTube channel. But if it doesn't go well, then maybe this is just a sign of things to come. And I got to be honest with you, look, everyone knows my videos are, usually pretty unedited, not a lot of special effects, not a lot of fanciness. They're just devlogs, me talking to you guys about Swords and Sandals and the other games that I'm making. And I hugely appreciate you guys just even sticking around for as long as you do, and all the comments and so on. And I hope that continues going forward. The aim of these videos was never about becoming a big YouTuber. But there's a time cost to them, and I'm primarily a game developer. I'm not a YouTuber, and I see a lot of game developers, fall into that trap of making really elaborate, increasingly elaborate YouTube videos and getting bigger and bigger audiences. But their games suffer because the videos have to be bigger, and you spend more time making them and less time on your game. And it doesn't always translate into sales or wish lists and so on. And you got to decide at one point, am I a game developer or am I a YouTuber? And, I'm very firmly in the camp of I am a game developer. And, I love making these YouTube videos, but actually, you know what? Let's be honest here. I don't love making these videos. Even if I say I do, I get this weird anxiety before I start turning the camera on. I don't know if you guys are like that. You seem kind of like, maybe you seem confident in front of the camera, but behind the scenes, you're kind of like this. I watched this documentary the other day on Robbie Williams, the singer, and he was talking about when he goes on stage and he's this big, charismatic, boisterous performer, but he's nervous behind the scenes. He's sick to his stomach. And Freddie Mercury was the same. He would be all butterflies and terror behind the scenes, but then he'd get on the stage and be like, hey, nope. And you would think that there was this, prince of the universe in front of everybody, but they were nervous. And I feel the same without the talent, but I get nervous. And that's sometimes why I rant a little and talk more on these channels, because, you know, you are nervous and you think, you know, who really wants to listen to what I got to say? You know, I could certainly do with some editing. But anyway, this is all a roundabout way of me saying to you guys, there's not going to be that many videos in the future. I'm still going to keep doing this YouTube channel as long as I can, but there's probably not going to be the weekly updates. I'll just do them when I can, when I have something to say. I've been working on Gorgon Shield since May this year, and I kind of had this weird hope that the Swords and Sandals audience would embrace it. And, you know, between the Discord and the YouTube channel and everything, there would be this big groundswell of interest, but it hasn't happened. And it kind of makes sense. You know, it's like when an artist brings out a concept album and people just say, just give us the hits. We just want the other hits. And people have told me they want Swords and Sandals. And I love working on Gorgon Shield, but it's translated into about 1,200 wish lists in 6 months, which is not a lot. In comparison to Swords and Sandals Immortals, which had, you know, 15,000, 20,000 wish lists, many, many more. And there's this kind of grim realization that, oh man, maybe I'm gonna just struggle as a developer of non-Sword and Sandals games. I'm in this weirdly privileged position to be able to sort of take some time off to make a non-Sword and Sandals game. But chances are that when the game launches in 6 months' time, this will have taken me a year, and I will, you know, have lost a year of income to it. When if I made, you know, Swords and Sandals 7 or whatever, cool. There's another year of income that comes in, and great, you can keep developing. Now I'm on the back foot, because if this game doesn't sell, you know, nervous times, what do I do? You know, I'm okay for now, but you do worry about these things. And so it was a little disenchanting to see the reception to Gorgon Shield hasn't been as big as I've hoped, and the comments and the video views and everything, the reception to it hasn't been huge. Yet, I'm still hopeful. Between, you know, my publishing partnership with Two Left Thumbs, who, you know, they're good promoters. They're going to do their best to get this game out in front of the masses. And there is still hope. While there is life, there is hope. You know, and I'm confident this is a fun game, a cool game, but it's an ultra competitive market out there. If it doesn't do well, okay, back to the drawing board. Maybe we do another Sword and Sandals game. You know, I don't know. I love Sword and Sandals. I do, but, you know, creatively, I did need to take a break from it and do something else before we go back to the world of Brandor. And I've really hoped that people would join me in this journey. Those who have, I thank you. Those who have not yet, please join me. Wishlist Gorgon Shield. Get on the, I don't know, do what you can. I'm not going to beg, but I would definitely appreciate those who want to support me. Please wishlist the game. Which brings me, of course, to the title of this video, 2024 and beyond. Now, Gorgon Shield's development is sort of slated to go through until about April, May. I'm hoping to launch the game then. And then, who knows, retire, buy my own island, get rich. But likely, I'd love to break even on that game and have it, you know, profitable enough for me to have to continue making original games for you guys and for myself. I've got a really cool idea for the next game, which I'd love to, you know, talk about in due time. 1 or 2 ideas. I'm really actually narrowing it down to 1 or 2 right now. I do have a freelance project that I'll be working on just to pay the bills, something to do with my business partner, and I will be talking more about that when the time comes. It's something that may come to Steam, it might not, but if you're a fan of Swords and Sandals, it's maybe up your alley. But it is not Swords and Sandals, just to be clear. Beware! Speaking of Swords and Sandals, there are no plans for anything Swords and Sandals related in at least the first half of 2024. We may revisit that in the last half of 2024. I had sort of thought about some downloadable content for Swords and Sandals Immortals. That may just roll through to a remake of Swords and Sandals 3, which would probably be the next big thing to do with this series. And then I thought about, let's go OG. Let's go back to where it all began, and let's maybe go back to that really classic style of Swords and Sandals 2, those zany characters, and just bring it right back, and even just make it Swords and Sandals OG. You know, go back to my roots, simple, classic Swords and Sandals. So that might be something planned for. That might be, you know, where the future of this game series lies. Probably doesn't lie in 3D and fanciness. It probably lies in that. But let's see. I'm hoping to still be around. You know, I'm not dying or anything, but I just want, you know, to be able to make games in the next few years. Right now, I still have a great income stream from Sword and Sandals to keep me going. If Gorgon Shield doesn't sell, that does give me, that does hit me because I do lose a year of income. But we'll see. It's interesting. I do feel in this cool position to be able to make games for you guys. There's always this sort of angst and anxiety, but like, man, what's the future hold? It's the same for everyone. What's my game dev future hold? Will I be, having to do this part-time, or will I have to find a real job? You're constantly juggling that. I got a mortgage and a family, and yeah, I'm as anxious about the future as anyone, as you guys and everything. But with your help and with any luck, Gorgon Shield will do well, and Sword and Sandals Immortals will continue to sell. The other games will continue to sell, and let's hope we're still doing this in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years beyond. Now over to you. What do you want to see for the future from Whiskeybarrel Studios? Do you want to see more Sword and Sandals? Do you want to see more new games? I don't know. Do you want to see more videos from me? Less videos? Let's see. Anyway, one more thing. I want to take the time to just wish you guys a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. Wonderful new year going into 2024. I hope that if this was a tough year for you, that next year is easier. If things are going well for you now, I hope that continues and you get that momentum going. I hope that, you follow through with any dreams you have. If you're making games, stay the course. If you need any advice, I'm always available. Jump on Discord, hit me up. I'm not this unapproachable figure. I'm just a humble game developer like you. I hope the things work out for you guys. And if they're not, I hope they turn a corner. Thanks so much for being with me over these years. It is a surreal feeling to still be here 7 or 8 years later after the channel has started. Still be struggling. And still, I would have thought I would add 100,000, subscribers by now. I don't even have 10. But anyway, on a positive note, it is a great privilege and a great privilege and a great pleasure to be making Swords and Sandals, making Gorgon Shield, talking to you guys, and still being here. Life is good. Life is blessed. And until next time, my friends, Happy Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. Until next time, bye for now.